Hi, I'm Paul Pasolka, IB Masters Learning Center at ibmasters.com, and today we're going to look at Test 1, Section 3, number 14, which reads, if 3x minus y equals 12, what is the value of 8 to the x over 2 to the y? Now, we're going to look at two different ways to do this. In my experience, students have a lot of trouble solving this like an algebra problem. So the first way I'm going to show you is using some strategy, and the second way we could do it algebraically, which is easier if you know how to do it algebraically. If not, you could always pick these numbers. So if we look at 3x minus y equals 12, what we have is we have one equation and we have two variables. Whenever you have one equation and two variables, what you could do is you could pick a number for one of them and then solve for the other one. So let's say I make x equal 5. Now, you might say, why am I making x equal 5? Because I want both my x and my y to be positive, if possible. In that case, substituting into this equation, what I get is 3 times 5 minus y equals 12. 15 minus y equals 12. When you subtract 15 from both sides, you wind up with negative y equals negative 3. Then multiply both sides by negative 1, you get y equals 3. Positive y equals positive 3. So, since my x equals 5 and my y equals 3, now what I could do is I could take this and I could write 8 to the 5th over 2 to the 3rd. And now what I've got to figure out is which of these answer choices is correct. Well, it looks like D is going to be wrong because I did determine a value, even if it's not obvious what that value is. And doing a little bit of math could be helpful here. You might know, let's ignore the 8 to the 5th up top. So you might know that 2 to the 3rd is 8. 8 to the 5th. So this is 8 to the 5th over 8 to the 1st. It's just 8, right? And if you remember that you're subtracting your exponents here, then you know that it's 8 to the 4th. When you're dividing, you subtract your exponents. When I look at my answer choices, 8 to the 4th definitely does not equal 8 squared. You have the same base number but different exponents. 8 to the 4th definitely doesn't equal 4 to the 4th. Now you have the same exponent but different base numbers, so they're definitely different values. So the correct answer must be 2 to the 12th. Now, how could 8 to the 4th equal 2 to the 12th? Well, if we were to break down this answer, another way to say 8 is to say 2 to the 3rd. That equals 8. 2 to the 3rd to the 4th. So all I did was replace the 8 with 2 to the 3rd, 2 to the 3rd to the 4th. What do you do with your exponents there? You multiply them, and you get your 2 to the 12th. So notice I was able to figure that out just picking. When you have two variables with one equation, you can pick for one and solve for the other. Now, we're going to look at the algebraic solution, which is easier if you're good at algebra, and if not, it's a good idea to study this to make sure you know what's going on. So once again here, we want to, when you have a fraction, have a common base. So right now we have 8. We already said that 8 is equal to 2 to the 3rd. So I could rewrite the top, instead of 8 to the x, it could be 2 to the 3rd to the x. And then the bottom already has a base of 2, so it's 2 to the y. Now, what do you do with your exponents up top? When it's outside the parentheses, you multiply. So this is another way to say 2 to the 3x over 2 to the y. Now, what do you do with your exponents when you've got one on top of the other? You subtract them. So in other words, this is 2, and then you got a big exponent here. It's 2 to the 3x minus y. Well, what's 3x minus y equal? It equals 12. So in place of 3x minus y, I could put 12. And there I have my answer. 2 to the 12th, once again, is answer choice A. Thank you for joining us today. Like to see you again tomorrow. If you like this video, click like. Share it with someone who could benefit from it. Someone who has trouble with exponents, especially with variables. And in the comments, leave a question that you'd like to see from any College Board SAT or PSAT or from any ACT test. and click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.